Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. You're tuned into another deep dive video covering everything you need to know about what's happening behind the scenes at the Star in Frisco. Today's story is one that's been causing quite a stir across social media platforms, TV segments, and NFL fan communities everywhere. It all started with a headline that quickly turned into wildfire. The Dallas Cowboys are one of the top 3 teams involved in a possible trade for Jalen Ramsey. Now, we all know that the Dallas Cowboys are no strangers to being tied to blockbuster names, especially during the offseason when every rumor feels like it's about to explode into something real. But here's where it gets interesting. This time, there's a major twist. While ESPN and its NFL insider Jeremy Fowler claim Dallas is among the potential suitors for Ramsey, multiple sources close to the Cowboys are now making it crystal clear Dallas isn't interested. Not now, and maybe not ever. So, what's the real story here? Buckle up because we're about to unpack all of it, and by the end, you'll see why this rumor might just be smoke with no fire. To start, let's go back to the source of this entire whirlwind. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, a well-respected NFL insider, reported on Friday that the Miami Dolphins were actively shopping Jalen Ramsey. Not just that they were engaged with multiple teams, and according to Fowler, the Dallas Cowboys were one of them. Fowler even added a bit of drama to the report, saying, the NFC East could be one to watch. Dallas Cowboys, they made 3 trades this offseason. Could they make a 4th trade? But that's where things already start to fall apart. Because, as any true Cowboys fan knows, the front office has already made 4 trades this offseason, not 3. Those deals brought in George Pickens from the Steelers, quarterback Joe Milton from Tennessee, linebacker Kenneth Murray from the Chargers, and cornerback Kaiir Elam from Buffalo. That's already 4, and it shows how locked in the front office has been about selectively building depth in key areas. So when someone like Fowler, who is expected to have the details down to the letter, makes a basic factual error about the number of trades Dallas has made, it raises questions about the rest of his claims. And those questions become louder when we start looking at what's really happening inside the Cowboys organization. We've said it before, and we'll say it again, the Cowboys have a clear, methodical plan when it comes to their defensive backfield. They're not scrambling. They're not panicking. They are being patient. That patience is rooted in confidence in their existing players like Trayvon Diggs, even as he continues to recover from injury. And yes, that recovery may last well into the middle of the upcoming season. But Dallas isn't acting out of desperation. Instead, they're letting things play out, evaluating every step, and trusting the foundation they've built. Now, this isn't to say the Cowboys haven't explored possibilities. After all, Stephon Gilmore's name has come up more than once in internal discussions. But those talks haven't been because the team is chasing headlines or trying to make a splash. They're contingency discussions, pure and simple. They're if-needed plans. And Gilmore, who played with the Cowboys last season and brought a veteran presence to the cornerback room, could always be a fallback option if the current situation doesn't pan out. But even then, that's a very different scenario from bringing in someone like Jalen Ramsey. Let's talk about Ramsey for a minute. He's a 3-time All-Pro, a Super Bowl champion, and without question, one of the most talented cornerbacks of his generation. There's no arguing his awesome or what he's done on the field. But here's the reality, he's over 30 years old and is coming off injuries of his own. Plus, he was given a massive $72 million contract extension just before last season. That kind of money, paired with age and recent health concerns, makes Ramsey a tough sell for any team, especially a team like Dallas that is extremely cautious about how it allocates cap space. Dolphins general manager Chris Grier has been transparent. He confirmed that both the organization and Ramsey have mutually agreed to look for a trade partner. That's an admission that Miami wants to move on and that Ramsey is ready for a new chapter. But finding a team willing to take on the financial burden and the potential injury risk? That's a challenge. And that's why the Dolphins are struggling to get serious interest from other teams. Most franchises are looking at Ramsey and seeing more red flags than green lights. It's not just about talent, it's about timing, money, fit, and future plans. And right now, for the Cowboys, none of those boxes are being checked. Back in Frisco, the Cowboys are laser focused on the players they've already brought in. Kaiir Elam is a prime example. A former first-round pick by the Buffalo Bills, Elam was acquired through trade this offseason and is already being groomed to potentially start opposite Darren Bland. Elam has the physical tools, the pedigree, and now the coaching resources to reach his ceiling in Dallas. Then there's Siobhan Revel Jr., a promising rookie who is still rehabbing from a knee injury. The front office sees potential there too, and they're willing to wait for him to fully recover. The emphasis here is on development, on nurturing the talent they've already invested in. Not on bringing in another high-priced, aging star who may or may not be available for a full season. Let's not forget that this is also a locker room and a coaching staff that values culture and chemistry. The Cowboys have built a core unit that plays for each other. From Micah Parsons anchoring the front seven to Darren Bland emerging as a reliable force in the secondary, this is a group that knows each other well. Throwing someone like Ramsey into the mix might disrupt more than it fixes. Not because Ramsey is a problem player, he's not, but because integrating a major personality with a huge contract and immediate expectations can be more trouble than it's worth. So why do these rumors keep popping up? Simple, the Cowboys move the needle. Anytime a big name becomes available, whether it's a free agent, a trade target, or even a potential cut, the Cowboys get mentioned. That's not just sports, it's business. The Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in the world. They draw attention, headlines, and engagement. Linking Jalen Ramsey to the Cowboys makes for juicy content. It gets clicks. It drives conversation. But inside the star, the reality is far more boring than the headlines. The Cowboys aren't pursuing Ramsey. In fact, per sources close to the organization, he's not even on the list of considered candidates for the secondary right now. Even if the Cowboys did decide to explore another move at cornerback, the playbook would look much different. They'd likely revisit players they already have familiarity with. Or they'd seek out younger, more cost-effective options who can be developed over the next few seasons. Ramsey doesn't fit that model. He's the opposite of it. And while some fans might be dreaming about what a Diggs-Bland-Ramsey trio would look like on Sundays, the front office is dreaming about stability, depth, and a long-term plan. They're not in the business of making fantasy football trades. They're in the business of winning football games. What this moment really highlights is how in tune the Cowboys' leadership is with both their roster and their future. This is a front office that doesn't flinch under pressure. When rumors swirl and the media tries to push a narrative, they stay calm. They stick to the plan. And that's why we've seen them pass on so many big-name moves over the last few years. That same discipline is what helped them land under-the-radar gems and build one of the deepest defensive units in the league. Bringing in Ramsey would be a move of desperation. The Cowboys aren't desperate, they're confident. So the next time you hear Jalen Ramsey's name linked to Dallas, take a deep breath and remember what's really happening. Yes, he's available. Yes, the Dolphins want to deal him. But that doesn't mean the Cowboys are picking up the phone. They've already made their major moves this offseason. 4 trades. Key acquisitions. Smart draft picks. And a clear vision for how to compete in 2025. Ramsey isn't part of that vision, no matter how many reports try to say otherwise. And there you have it, folks. The rumor mill keeps churning, but the truth is pretty clear: Jalen Ramsey to Dallas just isn't happening. The Cowboys are focused, calculated, and committed to the plan already in motion. Thanks for riding with us all the way through. Make sure you hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all things Cowboys. We've got more news, analysis, and exclusive updates coming your way real soon. Until next time, stay strong, Cowboys Nation.